I've been attacked so many times. Death threats, I've been sexualized.
Meanwhile,
Big mama, big mama, that big mama.
She would take pictures of herself in a bikini and upload them to her lonely male followers on social media. Then Angel Reese would turn around and complain about being over-sexualized. Lonely men keep telling me to take more clothes off. It's so unfair. This week, Angel Reese, I guess, decided to take a step further.
Angel Reese had plenty to say about how the media sexualizes her, but what did she do right after the fever blew out the sky by 27 at the United Center? She jumped on social media and posted thirst traps like always. This is the same player who constantly complains about off-court attention, yet struggles to finish basic layups when the game is on the line. The contradiction is wild, and it felt like the basketball gods dished out instant karma in front of a packed house. If you're already waiting for Reese's next mishap, go ahead and drop "Fire the Baby Giraffe" in the comments. Let's roll.
Nobody, like you got no time. You literally got a bra on and booty shorts on with your booty cheek hanging out the bottom of it. Like, why?
I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats, I've been sexualized, I've been threatened, I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And I just try to stand strong for my teammates because I don't want them to see me down and like not be there for them. So
imagine this: the United Center, home of the Chicago Bulls, completely packed with over 19,000 fans for its first ever WNBA matchup. And here's what made it even more memorable. The Indiana Fever stormed into Chicago's Eau Arena and humiliated the Sky, even without their top three names. No Caitlin Clark, no Sophie Cunningham, and no head coach Stephanie White. Just a fired-up squad proving they didn't need their stars to make Angel Reese look like an amateur on her own court.
I have yet to see a single example of Angel Reese being a leader. Outside of rebounding her own missed layups, what does Angel Reese do? What is her contribution? You tell me, because I'm not seeing it. I know I'm harsh on Angel Reese, but she considers herself a star. If you're going to call yourself a star, I expect you to perform like a star, especially in big moments. Caitlin Clark was injured. Angel Reese was the only star on the court last night, and for 27 minutes, she completely disappeared.
The Sky were expected to capitalize on Indiana's missing stars, but Kelsey Mitchell had other ideas. She poured in 17 points on 5 of 11 shooting and completely took control when it mattered most. Mitchell wasn't just scoring, she was hitting momentum-killing shots that shut the United Center crowd down. You could literally feel the mood shift as Sky fans realized their team was being dismantled by Indiana's supporting cast.
Well, there's a lot of reaction coming in from last night's drubbing, destruction, annihilation, cremation, whatever you want to call it, roasting, sauteed, whatever your form of cooking may be. But the Indiana Fever absolutely dismantled the Chicago Sky.
Lexi Hull showed up locked in, knocking down threes with a rhythm that coaches dream about. She even crossed the 500-point career mark in the second quarter, a big milestone in what's looking like a breakout year. Hull's sharp shooting was just what Indiana needed to stretch out Chicago's defense and open up clean looks for everyone else. And Aaliyah Boston, she completely dominated the paint, making Angel Reese look completely out of sync on both ends. As for Reese, it was honestly tough to sit through. She ended the game with just 4 points on 2 of 7 shooting. That's a brutal 28.6% from the field. And we're not talking about contested shots. These were layups that high schoolers knocked down blindfolded. She finished with a -20, meaning Chicago was outscored by 20 during her time on the court. Her teammates could only watch as she clanked shot after shot while the Fever took complete control.
Boston's trying to be a safety valve, 8 to shoot. Boston this time, working against Reese, pivots, puts it up, and one opportunity. Aaliyah Boston clearing out all the traffic. So
Natasha Howard quietly chipped in 13 efficient points, but the real headline was Ari McDonald, fresh off a hardship contract, coming in and racking up 12 points and 4 steals. McDonald looked more in sync during her Fever debut than Angel Reese did playing at home. That kind of roster depth and game readiness is exactly what separates serious title contenders from teams clinging to TikToks and tweets just to stay in the spotlight.
Angel Reese, part 38, let's get it! Life throws her lemons, she makes bricks. Bang! PSA to anyone watching, she is right-handed. Right-handed, by the way. She missed the rim by 3 feet, man. Bang! I gotta say, this is my favorite summer sitcom. Pecan? Butter pecan? Bang! Here's a stat. She's been blocked 20 times, and she's only made 21 hoops. What? Bang!
Fans started streaming out before the fourth quarter, even wrapped up. Just think about that. Chicago supporters paid premium prices to watch their team in the city's largest arena, and still couldn't bear to sit through the final minutes because the rout was that brutal. Some even asked Caitlin Clark for autographs before tip-off. That says everything you need to know about where the real draw was. This wasn't just a tough loss for the Sky. It was a total collapse of everything they thought they understood about the game. Indiana's bench outplayed, out-hustled, and outright embarrassed Chicago's starters with ease. When the final horn ended that 27-point demolition, the message was unmistakable. One franchise is building something real, and the other is busy chasing clout. And believe it or not, this still wasn't Chicago's worst showing against Indiana this year.
But both teams facing a little bit of adversity, having certain players out or not at full capacity.
McDonald, a huge triple in the corner. Mitchell, patient in the corner, flips it up top. Boston, other side. McDonald, another 3. I'm loving it.
You want to know what's truly insane about that 27-point blowout at the United Center? Angel Reese and the Sky should have been relieved, because technically that was progress. On May 17th, when they faced the Fever in Indianapolis at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, they were obliterated by 35 points in a crushing 93-58 defeat. Compared to that nightmare, the recent 27-point loss almost looked respectable.
Folks, there were people in the crowd getting there early saying, "Hey, Caitlin, can you sign my jersey? Hey, Aaliyah, can you sign my shirt? Hey, Sophie, can you sign my picture?" There were people asking for autographs in the Chicago Sky crowd that weren't even born yet the last time the Chicago Sky scored this little amount of points. There were people in the crowd who weren't even a thought in their parents' minds at the time that the Chicago Sky last scored at least 52 points, the lowest point total since 2011.
Angel Reese got up, and Aaliyah Boston gave her a little bump. Just a quick stiff arm like, "Don't mess with Caitlin." And Reese, she lost it. It was comedy gold. She was furious, absolutely fuming. She wouldn't drop it, kept jawing, kept going. At one point, she even yanked her jersey out in frustration. Like, what are we even watching?
Angel Reese gets up, Aaliyah Boston shoves her, gives her a little stiffy. Hey, don't come at Caitlin. But look at her, Angel Reese upset. Oh my gosh. Hey man, this was hilarious. Look, Angel Reese was pissed. Look at her, she was still going out there a little bit. Look, took the jersey out. What's going on?
Let's flash back to that May afternoon when Angel Reese thought she could rattle Caitlin Clark with brute force. From the start, she was trying to impose herself, throwing elbows, delivering hard fouls, and running her mouth. But when her team really needed her to step up and score, she vanished. You could see her trying the same psychological tricks that worked in college. But pros like Clark have been through it all, and they're not that easy to shake.
I thought Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark were cool. But I don't know, man. The way Angel got up, she was like, Look at her. Ooh. I mean, she was getting after it, fam. Oh my goodness. Now, the funny thing was Caitlin Clark sniffing, walking away. Hold on, let me see if I can get a good angle. Oh yeah, look. watch Caitlin Clark's face right here. Watch this.
This is where things really start to unravel. While Ree was out there playing tough guy and reacting to crowd noise that may or may not have existed, she seemed to forget the main point of the game, actually playing basketball. Her shooting was painful to watch. Just 2 of 7 from the floor for a total of 12 points. Sure, she racked up 17 rebounds, but a good chunk of those came from cleaning up her own misses or capitalizing on teammates' blown layups. The Fever handled Reese's physical antics like any championship-minded squad would. They didn't bite. Instead, they played smart, moved the ball, hit shots, and stayed composed. While Reese was trying to turn it into a personal drama, Indiana kept executing their game plan and slowly turned it into a blowout Sky fans could barely sit through. Let's be honest, losing by 35 isn't just about bad luck or cold shooting. That's a total failure in effort, strategy, and focus. Chicago's offense had no structure, their defense looked lost, and their top player seemed more interested in stirring up conflict than setting up her team. You'd expect that kind of national embarrassment to light a fire under Angel Reese, to spend the offseason fixing her shot, reviewing tape, and working on actually winning. You'd hope a pro athlete would use that humiliation to fuel a comeback. But did she? From the looks of it, Reese spent more time curating her online brand than tightening her fundamentals. Sure, the Sky trimmed the loss from 35 to 27, but they're still miles behind a Fever team that didn't even have its full roster. The stats don't lie. 2 blowout defeats to Indiana, and the same player in the middle of both. While the Fever were building real chemistry and growing depth, Ree looked like she was focused on everything but scoring. And what happened next? Almost too perfectly timed. Angel Reese gave an emotional statement saying she's been harassed, sexually, objectified, and all she wants is to be respected for her game. You could hear the strain as she said, "I just try to stay strong through all the hate and criticism."
Big mama. Damn. Big mama. That big mama for real. It's so proportional, like.
No, that's what I'm saying. She's about 200.
It don't even look like it.
That's what I'm told.
Yeah.
Now let me see your booty. Dang.
But here's where everything took a strange twist. Less than a week after that heartfelt interview about being over-sexualized, Angel Reese went viral for posting a twerking video with rapper Sexy I Red, something completely unrelated to basketball. The internet exploded with reactions, with fans quickly pointing out the obvious contradiction. Screenshots of her complaints were placed side by side with her viral content. The double standard was impossible to ignore.
Where I come from, this is tacky. There's nothing cute about this. I mean, yeah, what has that got to do with basketball? I mean, honestly. But don't you criticize her. Don't you do it, Rhodes. I mean, that's supposed to be, boy, that's great for a supposed role model to young women. It's disgusting. It is.
And this wasn't some casual Instagram story that would vanish in 24 hours. This was a full-blown video shoot, clearly planned, recorded and shared for maximum visibility. The comment sections lit up with people calling the whole thing cringeworthy and tone-deaf. You could see the confusion on fans' faces. Were they supposed to sympathize with her as a victim or question why she kept pushing the same narrative she claimed to resent?
Kathy Engelbert, no space for hate, but you got your players putting this kind of stuff out and you expect people to not be critical of it. That's what you expect. It's not going to happen. Your players in your league are going to get criticized. I've said I think she'll be out of basketball in 2 to 3 years because she wants to be a podcaster, wants to be a social media influencer, doesn't really want to be a basketball player. If she does, she might play an Unrivaled, but not the WNBA. Her game seems to be more suited for that league.
This behavior isn't a one-off. It's part of a repeating cycle with Angel Reese. She'll post bold, provocative content, wear revealing outfits, or drop highly sexualized clips that have zero connection to basketball, and then express shock when people react exactly how you'd expect. It's like she spends time crafting a certain public image, only to turn around and act offended when people acknowledge it. Fans weren't buying it. The responses were brutal, with many calling out the clear disconnect between what she says and what she does.
Caitlyn would never embarrass herself like that. No, she wouldn't. I mean, she just wouldn't. I mean, what are we doing?
Now compare that to how other players handle their public profiles. Look at Lexi, Hull, or Aaliyah Boston from the Fever. Their pages highlight basketball moments, post-game celebrations, and support for their teammates. When they share personal content, it's genuine and doesn't clash with their message about being respected as athletes. The Fever's social media presence is centered around building unity and celebrating success, not stirring controversy just to stay relevant.
Clark, she's been heavily scrutinized over the last, 2 or 3 years? I can't think of one time that Caitlin Clark embarrassed herself or the league. Seeing Caitlin Clark on social media twerking with Machine Gun Kelly. I have never seen Steph Curry publicly embarrass himself or the NBA.
The difference becomes crystal clear when you line up Angel Reese's behavior against someone like Caitlin Clark. Clark stays focused on her craft, letting her game speak for itself without distractions. Her rise in popularity is the result of consistently matching her words with her actions. She's not out here complaining about unwanted attention while turning around and posting content that fuels that same attention. She stays in her lane, and that lane is basketball.
Angel Reese wants to shake her ass and seek validation from lonely men. Fine. But I think what Angel Reese really wants, and this is just me speculating, I don't know her, but I think what Angel Reese really wants is to be respected. Kinda hard to earn respect when you're exploiting yourself on social media. Even though most people don't consider Angel Reese to be the face of the league, she does. If you're the face of the league, that comes with certain expectations, responsibility.
Here's the core issue. You can't be serious about improving your game if your energy is going towards staging thirst traps and stirring up social media controversy. Just look at the stats from both blowout losses to the Fever. They speak volumes. While Angel Reese was busy chasing clout, the Fever were fine-tuning their execution and team chemistry. That's the gap. That's why one team dominated and the other collapsed. When you talk about being objectified, but then turn around and post content that does exactly that, fans start to ask, are you chasing greatness or just chasing views? The irony couldn't be louder, and it's like basketball karma hit hard. 2 games, 2 beatdowns, and one painfully obvious truth about where her focus lies.
What an outfit Angel Reese was rocking. She put a lot of time, a lot of effort into making sure her ensemble was on point. Are my boots matching my jacket? Are my gloves matching my hat? Angel Reese put in tons of time for this outfit, which begs the question, does Angel Reese put in more time in her outfits for the pre-game catwalk, or does she put in more time to actually get better at the game of basketball? Now,
here's what Angel Reese refuses to admit. While she's caught up in victim narratives and posting thirst traps right after embarrassing losses, the Indiana Fever are doing the real work. Their roster has depth, their team chemistry is locked in, and every player knows the mission starts and ends with basketball. The future's already looking bright as fans gear up to see what a healthy Caitlin Clark will add in 2025. Meanwhile, the Fever keep winning, whether their stars are in the lineup or not. That's how winning programs are built. So if you're tired of the drama and ready to support teams that actually care about hoops, you know who to root for. And if you're still keeping track of Reese's next misstep, drop a "Fire the Baby Giraffe" in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the next video.